Hey guys, this is Chief Zero here talking to you about Destiny 2 and the beta and what Bungie needs to do to make sure that this game and awesome franchise will be a success in the future. So if you've been playing the Destiny 2 beta on your consoles or waiting for the PC beta to drop, you're going to notice quite a few things are different from the first Destiny. And one of the biggest things that you'll probably notice right away are the effects of your guns. Speaking to some of our players here with the polite players and our clanmates and other friends, we've all kind of agreed on that everything just feels nerfed. If that makes any sense. In Destiny 1 you had this great sense of being able to win battles simply because of your abilities or your guns or just being able to have a good strategy with your teammates. You felt powerful. You felt that these individual weapons that you had, like the Last Word, Nihus Luna, or a Fatebringer, or something else, they all had a special impact that made them distinct from every other weapon that you've possibly had, and including the Doctrine. A lot of the weapons here in Destiny 2 feel all basically the same. They all generally sound the same, except for obviously like a shotgun, sniper, or a grenade launcher. Most of these weapons all sound the same. They all fire the same. There's nothing really distinct about these weapons. It's almost as if you've gone back to using greens and blues throughout the game, whereas these weapons are supposed to be legendary. They're supposed to be more distinct and impactful than all of the other weapons. However, the things that Destiny 2 did get right were a little bit more subtle than others. It's not specified when or how, but clambering is now an ability that you can do on Destiny 2. It more or less happens in accident than not. Taking a page from Halo 5 and probably some other games, clambering has now become kind of a thing to put in multiplayer games simply because it adds the sense of verticality in these maps. You can climb up to buildings, ledges that you normally wouldn't be able to, or just to reach a higher place, and it gives us a sense of explorability in these maps, but it's not something that you can control. You just have to kind of jump towards a ledge about head height and hope that your guardian actually grabs it. It's not something you can control, and it's a little bit frustrating because it could be a great mechanic to be able to implement in the game. Hopefully they can change that. Some of the other things that we feel that Destiny 2 needs to change from the beta when it comes out are the number of players allowed in Crucible. 4v4 seems a little bit off balance, mainly because the synergy feels off. For some of these smaller maps, it was no problem, like the control maps. It's in the nice small to medium map where you can get from one place to the other rather quickly. However, we're a little bit more concerned about larger maps and how those can take an effect on 4v4 maps. It's just not going to be enough. Hopefully there will be some game types later down the road that they'll release, like a clash type or an all-out vehicle fights where you have all these gigantic maps with vehicles, and they'll be littered with more guardians to fight with. Because if it were to stay at 4v4, I can guarantee you it would probably get real tired fast. A lot of the fighting now with Destiny 2, it promotes a lot more teamwork, which is excellent in some cases. However, with the way that Destiny 2 fighting style and mechanics with the guns work, it doesn't feel fulfilling for the most part. If you're not constantly with your team to be able to gang up on a single guardian or whatnot, most likely you'll probably lose. Not saying that you're bad or anything, but you're probably gonna lose. There's no sense that any one guardian can take on an entire team, which kind of sucks in the sense because hunters are known to be lone wolves, and for the majority, if not all of Destiny 1's 3 years, Hunters were excellent at PvP and were the class to use if you wanted to go to flawless or just basically do anything yourself competitively, to be honest. Now it seems we're all kind of balanced, but in a way that also kind of hurt the game because you can't take on more than one person. In these competitive types where you have to revive each other, the revive times take so much more longer to do, and by the time you finally have a chance to revive them, most likely you're about to be overrun by either the entire team, opposing team, or just not have enough time to complete the objective that you were given and therefore lose the match already. There's no sense of being able to come back from a 3v1 or 4v1 like this, like you did in Destiny 1, which kind of hurts the gameplay a lot because a lot of people have been feeling a little bit more demoralized as soon as they see more of their teammates go down, knowing that there is a 15+ second countdown in order to revive them. I think that hurts Destiny 2 the most. I feel like they're trying to make Destiny 2 a little bit more like Halo and having the time to kill timer way up. Enemies are just not going down as fast. These are pure gunfights, and while you want to promote the gunplay in Destiny 2, it leaves the abilities of the Guardians to be desired. Some classes like the Voidwalker for the Warlock seem really cool for PvP because you can charge up your grenades and be kind of everywhere, and your own class is your synergy, which is really cool. However, you barely use your abilities. There's no way to augment your abilities so far in Destiny 2 beta to either have your grenade charge a lot faster instead of your recovery, or your melee instead of your grenade. There's no being able to change that. Everything is just kind of on the equal level, and you get it back when you get it back. Supers take forever to get as well. We rarely saw any supers pop up in our Crucible matches unless we were obviously getting wrecked by an opposing team and they had their supers by like the 3rd or 4th round. But even then, they only got it once. It's a little bit discouraging sometimes because you want to be able to have something in your pocket that could potentially turn the tide of battle if you're losing. And most likely that's not going to be happening now because your super just doesn't get there. It's close. You're like maybe 80 to 90% of your super meter filled. Even if you're doing a pretty good job killing everybody and assisting, but you just won't have that super in time. And it kind of makes the Destiny experience a little bit more lackluster because you have all of these awesome, amazing Guardian powers that you cannot use. So that's basically what we've come to agree on Destiny 2 so far for the beta. We hope that these changes will be made later on by Bungie. A couple of weapon changes. Make the exotics feel exotics. Make the legendary weapons more impactful and distinct from each other. Because unless you have a weapon that has an obvious effect like a grenade launcher or a shotgun, all of these weapons are just basically the same, and it's really disappointing because a lot of the draw to Destiny is the loot, and the loot are partly weapons, and the weapons are what you want to get. That's basically all that we can say. Bungie, do your things. Make this next Destiny game amazing to keep the competitiveness feeling nice and fresh, and make us feel like legends. We know that our light is gone, Bungie, but we can still come back and we can still be awesome. And we became legends like 3 times already. There's no reason why you should make us feel like we were just revived for the first time. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been Chief Zero with the Polite Players, and I hope we'll see you guys in the beta or when Destiny 2 actually ships, where we're going to be going through basically all the story missions. We're going to be streaming it. We're going to be trying to be the first ones to complete the raid. I hope you guys stay tuned. If you like this, if you have any questions or concerns about the beta or how the rest of Destiny 2 feels, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, on my comments here down below. Just go ahead and let me know, guys, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Chief out.